Hello, Scorpio and Scorpio Rising. Welcome to your April 2016 reading. This month, your channeled information is one of precision. The word that came to me exactly was delineate. And even though I got the channeled information, I'm like, what does that mean again? So I looked it up, and it's to describe, portray something precisely, to indicate the exact position of something in a, for instance, like a border or a boundary. So basically, we're talking about precision. So precision in any sort of boundaries that you need to create in your life, perhaps work-life boundaries. So if you need to stop work at a certain time, if you need to create a space in your house, if you have a big family, for you to just do your work, to put up boundaries with friends that may be abusing anything, or also just specificity. So specificity when it comes to your conversations, making sure that you're not leaving things up to interpretation. So anyway, it was a combination of the two, but to delineate, again, is to describe or portray something precisely. So there you go. Be as exact as you can, be as precise as you can, and the less that you leave up to others to interpret, probably the fewer problems that you're going to experience this month. So let's go ahead and jump straight into the cards. I'll shuffle, I'll lay out the Celtic cross, and then we'll take a look at what I call the catalyst card, which is a connection point. How are you going to sort of find that precision that you're looking for, and really also how is it going to apply to you this month? For those of you that are new, I do extend this forecast each month to include health, wealth, love, and destiny, since a lot of times there'll be a single focus on the cards, and I want to make sure that those major areas are being satisfied for all of you. Okay, so let's go ahead and bring the camera down into focus and take a look and see what you have in store this month. Here's your catalyst card as well, as promised. Okay, it's a fear of failure, and also understanding that if failure crops up, that it will not be the end of the world this month. The card itself actually says, I understand that a mistake is only an opportunity to learn. I know easier said than done. These sort of swirling energies at the center do remind me of hands, and what I'm going to sort of caution you to do this month is be careful who you reach out for help from, and also who you accept help from in your life, because basically your advisors are very important. So be cautious when it comes to money, be cautious when it comes to your career. Don't trust easily. Ask follow-up questions, okay? Now let's look at the cards and see. So yeah, precision and caution are already coming through for you. We look at your crowning card, it's the Five of Swords. The Five of Swords shows a lot of effort being put into work. Work that can make a big difference, but this is the month where you actually have to just focus, and it's not always fun to focus, I understand. Your central card is the Star reversed. You may be asked with the reversal of the card to step up when you're not ready. So a boss, maybe you're a public figure and you're actually being asked to go and speak in public or go on trial. There's going to be something where you're called, subpoenaed, or pulled otherwise into the limelight, and you may not be ready. This is probably involving work or money. See this instead of a burden as an opportunity, because with the Knight of Pentacles here, this means you have more control over this than you think, and also you, with proper maybe PR assistance, you could spin this to be negative or positive depending on how it goes. So don't worry too much about it. Be present and be fully cooperative in this matter, because I don't feel like you have too much of a choice. Your deep past is showing up as the Magician reversed, and with the reversal, this is sometimes showing up as a doubt or a lack of trust of your own skills and ability. And what I'm paying attention to here is I feel like this is going to be done by the end of April for many of you. So you need to sort of your window of opportunity, I should say, is going to be finished or closing by the end of April. So it's really important to let it happen. Use all of the tools that you have at your disposal. You're pretty resourceful person. That's what the Magician is. Don't doubt yourself, okay? When we look at the cards here in the recent past, I see the Six of Wands reversed. So that's delayed good news. And what you really want to focus on is understanding public opinion on this matter. So whether you're actually a politician or this is just about your family and you're trying to sway a decision or you're trying to understand why people are criticizing you, think about, empathize with what everyone's saying. Don't close them out, okay? Strength reversed. This is a month where you may be asked, again, to step up both in a spot. The spotlight might be uncomfortable, but you might actually be asked to work more than you're used to. We see this Five of Swords. I told you it's about working hard. This could tap you out a little bit, so I want you to be careful. But I do see these as opportunities. If you look at the Knight of Pentacles, the Star, the Magician, and the Six of Wands, really positive cards. Strength as well. If you were to flip all of these in the reverse direction, they'd be pretty good. With the reversal, though, that I'm looking at, where they're all upside down, what I'm seeing is just be cautious of who you're talking to. Make sure you see all sides of the story. Take care of your own personal sort of strength and resources, and don't doubt your skills. With the Knight of Wands reversed as well in your sort of ego position, this is showing that this has something to do with ideas and who has the ability to sort of push their idea out to market first or out to the public first. Or again, if you're trying to sell even your own idea or product, this is about you're going to have to anticipate competition. Now for relationships, this sometimes can mean abuse here, because I see Strength and Knight of Wands reversed. In that case, if someone's either being verbally, physically, or otherwise abusive to you, the World card means it's time to move on. I know it's difficult, particularly if you don't feel like you have advocates. So my advice can't tell you how to escape that. I can only empathize with the fact that it looks difficult, and that if needed, because we see this Four of Swords here in the hopes and fears, if needed, you could wait 3 or 4 weeks before making that decision and that move, and it may be something you have to do quietly. The Four of Swords is a quiet card, usually associated with night, so this is something where I do see a lot of you moving on. Now, this is your ending card, and with this in sort of the outcome, I see that many of you may be looking at moving to a new country, a new city, leaving a job, leaving a relationship. And again, I'm getting a little bit of a solitary feel with this. So some of you may be doing it on your own, or some of you may be in a partnership, but the partnership is going to end when this move happens. I'm going to pull a clarifying card. I don't always do that because I'd be pulling clarifying cards the whole time. But for you, I'm going to. I do sense that there could be some breakups. But I feel like you have to follow the opportunity. And this is a good test for the relationship. And you'll know what to do with this, if it's right or wrong. Now, with the World card, this is an exciting one in the environment because it can mean outreach. You could be involved in a bigger sort of decision, one that affects the world. It can also involve publishing or broadcasting or distribution. So for business, it means the ability to take something and bring it further than you thought you could. Now, when we look at the overall sort of look and feel of the cards this month, it's going to require, this is why this card came up, it makes sense now, or this is why that word came up to me, precision. And you're going to have to clearly delineate your sort of boundaries, describe something to your expectations, and really be careful with your boundaries and your actions this month. If you do everything right, though, if we look at the positive side of this, we have the Star at the center, and even reversed, I find it's good. It means be bold and be truthful. If you don't, it's going to negatively affect you in the areas of finance and money. But if you are bold and you are sort of impactful with the way you speak and sort of project yourself out there, then with the World card and the Six of Swords, I see movement and I see opportunity on the horizon. Okay, so that's the positive. The negative is some of you may be in a relationship or a situation that's sapping your energy or may actually be abusive, and you're going to have to find advocates and ways to leave that. But it is for your own benefit, and I do see some of you in relationships that may end this month, whether it's with a Leo or with another sign here. Let's see. It could also be the Knight of Wands, which would be a fire energy like an Aries, a Leo, or a Sagittarius. That's probably what it is, because this is connecting here with your current state of mind. So allow that to happen if it needs to happen. I wouldn't say this is the best of months to begin new relationships. You can certainly manage ones that you're already in, but as for dating, I would hold off if you could. I think it's a better time to focus on work and resources, and a great time if you're thinking of moving or expanding business, or again, moving just for personal reasons. It's going to open up opportunity, but you may have to leave some relationships behind. So let's go ahead and expand your forecast. We'll start with your health, which includes both mental and physical health. We look at mind, body, spirit when we look at this. And what I see here is a metamorphosis, a change. So that's okay. Again, whatever sort of movements happening this month, part of that has to be in the way you're treating your body. I feel like some of you maybe had a very difficult winter. It could have been problems with being physically active, or you may have been eating the improper foods, or there might have been some other complications. So this card is a little bit of a shining light, a light at the end of the tunnel, which says, keep the faith, work on it, and there's an ability for you to transform and improve. When we look at wealth and abundance opportunities, let me just shuffle this a little bit better. This card wants to come out. We also see a need to balance this month. And the interesting thing with this one is I pulled it and it was reversed. So I'm actually going to draw a correlation between that and between the Three of Swords. It's time to put yourself on even footing with coworkers and with lovers, because all relationships require reciprocity. If you're starting to lose yourself in someone, I do like this card because it really shows a lack of boundaries, which was part of what Delineate is saying. If you are starting to lose yourself, I want you to find your purpose, your energy, yourself, your core this month. Because it's not always about giving away everything. You have to maintain some sense of yourself, okay? That's going to help you with not only your wealth opportunities this month, but also your relationships. Because what some of you might have done at work is given people the chance to take all of the fame, take all of the joy, and being a team member is it's an equally shared opportunity, but sometimes you have to shine. So don't lose yourself in the crowd. It's going to hurt you financially and also personally. When we look at your relationships, which again, I'm seeing a little bit of a bleed between money and relationships this month. So we have focused intention, which really goes very nicely with precision here. So I'm going to read it. It's encouraging you to have unwavering thoughts and focus on your target so that you know that you're going to make your mark. So really see yourself as Diana here, like you're an archer, and you know exactly what you need to hit as far as your goals go, and see yourself with precision going there. And so there's a bleed here between work and finance. I'm curious for some of you if there's been inter-office romances or dating someone at work. So with the focused intention here, this means if you're trying to find someone in your life, you have to make an effort. If you have someone in your life but they're not sure where they stand, you have to make it clear to them. So clarity in both. If you're mixing work and pleasure, you're going to have to figure out what's more important, and you may need to leave one or both of them, because it gets very complicated when you're trying to juggle work and romance. So as I was reading it, there was a little bit of an overflow, so I think the two are intertwined for your sign this month. Finally, your Destiny card, showing a beginning and an end, much like the World card here. Very similar imagery. So as the full moon comes around, you're probably going to see an end of a big thing in your life, whether it's a relationship, a job, or again, you might be moving. This card really does suggest it's a good time for you to move, or again, reach out, expand, find some partner from a distance. It's not all about staying put this month for you, okay? I'll quickly review and then we'll wrap up. So positive energy is to be bold, to really focus at work. And if you do that, there's options to either like expand or to publish or to broadcast things to a larger audience. Again, I see travel as part of this for many of you. Some of the shadow side of this is there might be some people that are taking advantage of you or being abusive on some levels, and you may need to sort of steal away from that sort of a situation and leave behind that energy. There is a lot of work that needs to be done this month, and the cards support that. Try not to focus too much on failure versus success. Try to just focus on progress, and don't beat yourself up if you miss a deadline here or there. With your health, it's a month for the opportunity of change to happen, improvement across the board. So just focus again, not on the failure that you might have had, but on what you can improve. Set realistic goals as well. Wealth, balance. Balance out your time at work, your time at home. Balance out how much you're putting in versus coworkers, and try to keep a balance between personal life and work life. That bled over into love, which means be very clear and be very focused. If you want to date someone, make it clear. If you're in a relationship and need certain things, make that clear. If you want to improve parts of yourself, then do that this month, because we saw that's possible. You may inspire those around you, including a partner. Finally, this is a month for a major phase of your life to end, maybe a new one to begin. Completion is the shutting of a door and the opening of another one. So welcome that energy, and especially as you approach the full moon, you may experience that. That's everything for this month. I hope it was helpful for you. If you have any sort of positive feedback or just want to support me, I appreciate the likes, the subscribes, and the comments. It really does mean a lot. If you'd just like to know when the new videos are coming out for the following month, the best way to do that is to subscribe to this page or my newsletter. And you can also follow me on Facebook. All of those areas I sort of push out information as soon as possible. I'm on a lot of other social networks. I'll post the links to those here so you can keep in touch with me. And otherwise, I just want to thank you for the continued support, and I wish you the best of luck this month. I know that there's a little bit more to work with this month, but there are positive things such as the outreach and the ability for things to grow. Try to focus on that. Remember that the catalyst card was to not let failure bring you down. Specificity is your friend, okay? Take care, best of luck, and I'll see you again in, next month. Take care of yourselves.